You ever wonder why some of the biggest websites on the planet just crumble right when you need them most? Well, today we're going to dig into the science of why that happens and, more importantly, how developers can find an app's breaking point before you do. Let's get into it. Oh, we've all been there, right? You've waited forever in that virtual line, you've got your credit card in hand, you finally click buy, and poof, nothing. Just the spinning wheel of doom. The site is down. It's got to be one of the most frustrating things ever. And here's the thing that might surprise you. Most of the time, the code is perfectly fine. It's not a bug, in the traditional sense. It's a performance issue. It's a digital traffic jam. The app just can't handle that massive, sudden rush of everyone trying to do the same thing at the exact same time. It's a digital stampede. So how in the world do you stop that kind of meltdown? Well, you need a way to create that stampede on purpose, but before it happens with real customers. And this is where our hero tool for today comes into play. Say hello to Apache JMeter. At its heart, it's a really powerful tool that basically pretends to be thousands of users all hitting your app at once. It sends this huge flood of requests to a server, and then it just listens. It carefully measures how that server responds, giving developers a crystal clear picture of its performance and, most importantly, its limits. So why is JMeter so popular? Well, for starters, it's completely free. That's a huge deal. It's also incredibly versatile. It can test just about any kind of application you can think of. And since it's built on Java, it'll run on pretty much any computer. But its real superpower? It's simulating that massive user load to find the exact point an app will crack under pressure. Okay, but just having a powerful tool isn't quite enough. You really need a strategy, a plan of attack. You can't just fire off random tests and hope for the best. That won't give you any useful information. Real, effective performance testing follows a structured process. Think of it like a playbook for success. And this is that playbook. It's called the Performance Testing Lifecycle. It all starts with the plan, defining your goals. Like, our site has to support 1,000 users at once. Then you script out what those users will do. You execute the test, and then you analyze the results to find the weak spots. Finally, a report helps the team make things better. It's this whole cycle designed for one thing: building stronger, more reliable apps. Every good journey needs a map, right? Well, in JMeter, that map is called the test plan. You can think of it as the central nervous system for your entire test. It contains every single instruction JMeter is going to follow. So yeah, getting this plan right is absolutely key to getting results that actually mean something. So let's actually do that. Let's break down a test plan into its most essential parts. If you can understand these three core building blocks, you'll pretty much understand how JMeter really works its magic. Think of it like a recipe. A test plan can have all sorts of complex pieces, but it always starts with three fundamental ingredients. Honestly, without these, you don't really have a test at all. So let's look at number one. First up, we have the thread group. This is where you build your army of virtual users. How many are there? 100? 10,000? And how fast do they show up? All at once in a big wave, or do they trickle in over time? The thread group is where you answer all of those critical questions. Okay, so you've got your virtual users. Now you have to tell them what to do. And that is the job of the samplers. Each sampler is one specific action, like hitting the home page, or clicking the logging button, or running a search. You basically chain these together to perfectly mimic a real user's journey through your app. And finally, we have the listeners. After your army of users has done its job, how do you know what happened? Did it work? Did it break? Listeners are the answer. They collect all the data from the test and present it in ways you can actually understand. Charts, tables, logs, you name it. They're the ones that tell you the story of your test. So, you've planned your test, you've built your script, and you've run it. Now for the most important part of all, making sense of the data. This is where iListeners really shine, by turning a whole bunch of raw numbers into insights you can actually use. Here's a classic example of what a listener gives you. It's called an aggregate report. It's basically a high-level summary. Each label you see there is a user action, like hitting the homepage, and we can see how many times we ran it, the average response time, that supercritical error percentage, and something called throughput, which we're going to dig into right now. When you're looking at a report like this, two numbers should just jump right off the page. The first is throughput. Think of this as how many requests your server can handle every second. It's like the speed of your assembly line. The second is the error percentage. This tells you flat out how many of those requests failed. This is your direct link to user frustration. So to really get this, let's just zero in on one single number from our report. See that homepage row? The throughput was 24.8. So what does a number like that actually tell us? What does it mean? It means that under these specific test conditions, your server can dish out the homepage about 25 times every single second without a single error. And this, right here, is the million-dollar question JMeter helps you answer. Based on your goals for your big launch, is that good enough? All right, let's bring this all together. We've seen the problem, that dreaded website crash. We've met the tool, JMeter, and we've walked through the whole process. So what's the one big idea you should walk away with? It's this. Performance testing with a tool like JMeter is all about being proactive. It's about finding your limits and fixing your weaknesses in a safe, controlled environment, long before a real-world traffic spike causes a very public failure that could really damage your brand. Ultimately, JMeter gives you the data, and just as important, the confidence to answer that fundamental question. By simulating the absolute worst-case scenario, you can make sure your app is tough, reliable, and ready to handle success when it comes knocking. Thanks for watching.